What's up, y'all? Rashad, hang with the Jones, of course. Like, share, and subscribe. Back again with a more in-depth review with the OG friend of the fam, Antonio. What's good?
What's good, my man? What's good, Ray?
At Tony Franchise on all the things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just off the top, yo. Initial impressions. Shang-Chi.
Um, Initial impression: the Marvel machine keeps rolling. The MCU machine just keeps chugging along, man. They have mastered, and I think we've talked about this before with other movies and shows. They have mastered taking characters that are obscure that we initially never really gave 3 drops of monkey urine about and make us care and make us care and make us you know what I'm saying, interested in these characters, man. Like seriously, like Shang-Chi was like one of the last people I would have ever thought that they would do a movie on. I wouldn't even thought they would have done I wouldn't even thought if they'd done a series on it. Like he was like
Disney Plus.
Not even Disney Plus, you know, not even like the little funny cartoons and stuff. Like I would have never thought about I was slightly familiar with Shang-Chi, not a whole lot familiar, but slightly familiar. Like I said, always rest in peace, my Uncle Butch, big comic book guy and everything. He kind of molded me and get into it. But yeah, really, if people don't know, Shang-Chi was created in the 70s because of the popularity of Bruce Lee.
Pretty much.
He was the popularity of Bruce Lee, and that's why he was created. The character was created. And I mean, I can't even think of any main Shang-Chi storylines at all, But I knew of the character, but that's why he was created, because the popularity of Bruce Lee, Kung Fu during that time, and initial thought, the movie Marvel keeps rolling. The movie was good. It's like it leaves you questioning now, what exactly is the 10 ring? Saying what exactly are the 10 rings? What are they? And then too, it's just like I said, it's visually amazing. Visually one of the best movies they had. Amazing. Great fight scenes. Don't know the guy who was the stunt coordinator. Rest in peace. I can't think of his name right now off the top of my head.
Yeah, off the top of my head.
Yeah, rest in peace. They acknowledged him at the end of the movie. He passed away. He was like a disciple of Jackie Chan, and you can see a lot of the influences in the fight scenes and everything.
Oh, definitely.
It's in the fight scenes and stuff, especially how Jackie Chan was known for his martial arts style fights of using his surrounding areas, almost like a parkour before parkour was a thing, fighting style. But I mean, yeah, visually amazing, good story, a really good origin story without getting too campy with what an origin story usually is.
Yeah, that's like my initial. I was like, best fight choreography hands down of any MCU or any movie out right now, period.
Yeah.
Forget superhero, just in general.
Yeah.
Also, I would say I really like the way that they basically sequenced the plot. I mean, and I was like how they formulated the plot and how they wrote the screenplay. Because I like how they interwove the the origin into the whole thing. And I forgot, it's another movie that did this, where they'll show small pieces of a scene, go back to it, show more of the scene, go back to it. They use that really, really well. Those two things for me was the standout things. It was just a really, really awesome fighting. That scene on the scaffolding in Macau, that was ridiculous. That's my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Yeah.
And just how the story flowed, it really didn't it wasn't a whole lot of lag. Like even when it was exposition, it didn't feel like boring exposition to me. And that's what always I look for. Like, isn't going to be a lull. And even when they're explaining things, like they did a good job of making it still engaging with the audience, not just we kind of, all right, yo, who is he? All right, this is so and so, and they do this. Like, nah, it was engaging. Oh yeah, the opening scene when they had the first explainer of the 10 rings.
Yeah.
And Wen Wu, that was dope.
Yeah.
So,
That was like
impressions.
Yeah, that opening scene was just so dope. It's just like, what, almost what, how many, like 5,000 years ago.
Yeah, something
and
like
you
that.
See, and you see like Wen Wu comes with the 10 Rings army, and he goes to the little village or whatever, and he's like, I got this, fellas. It just goes out there by itself, and he puts like the little 10 rings, like, heliosphere around him to stop all the arrows. I also like how they have, as of right now, because like I said, we still don't know what the 10 rings actually are, how they've made the 10 rings different from what they are in the comic. Because as we know in the comic, the 10 rings was with the Mandarin. And they were actually right. Kiss the rings. They actually were 10 rings. And they had like the souls of like gods, superpowered.
Yeah, it was like they were imbued with power from 10 different deities.
10 different deities.
It's too much going on.
Yeah. Right, it's too much going on. But the fact that they just completely made them like these bands, and it reminded me of I'm a big martial arts guy, used to do everything, of the kung fu bands that they used to have, that I see kung fu guys have, that be on their arms, their weighted bands to help build up strength and everything. And it reminded me of that, and I just love how they implemented that. Also, to shout out to Wen Wu. Another thing Marvel does a great job doing. They have missed on some villains, but majority of their villains, it's like they aren't just being evil just for the sake of being evil. The whole,
they get him out of story, yo.
Right. It ain't like they're like, yeah, I'm evil because I'm evil. It isn't like that. It's like most of the Marvel villains are, they actually in their mind and in their heart feel like they have good intentions, but it just comes off evil and crappy as hell. And his intentions were pretty much good, but it's just that, power corrupts all. Power corrupts.
Yeah. Absolute power corrupts, absolutely. And that's another thing too. Like, I love, Tony Leon too. Like, because like before we saw this, like me, Des, and Maddie watched Ip Man 1 and 2, and we was like, yo, this dude about to wreck shop, yo. Like, he was literally killing them folks, yo. Like, I mean, it was, I said, they do any piece of this in this movie, then they're on the right track. Simu Liu, like, yo, like, he's a star, yo. Like, get him at his respect right now.
Real quick before you even go any further, for y'all that's watching and you don't know what Ip Man is, if anything, watch the first one. First one, the second one are great. The first one, Ip Man was a real guy. Of course, the movie is kind of fantasized, exaggerated, but he was the instructor of Bruce Lee, and Ip Man was that dude. And if you get a chance, watch the movie Ip Man. Good God, some of the best fighting scene, like one of the best. That scene when he took on the 20 karate masters or whatever for the rice. One of the best fighting scenes I've ever seen in my life, guys. If you've never seen the movie, go check it. Sorry about that.
No, you good. And that's real, yo. Like, crazy.
Yeah, but the movie, just crazy ignorant choreography. Loved it.
Like when Simu Liu in his first real scene on the bus, and like I saw like on Twitter, he was like, "Yo, don't even worry about the trailers. It's so much more in this movie than what's in the trailers." And I was like, I ain't watched the trailer since the second one, so like I don't even care, because I block them out. All them 30-second ads, I block them out. So no watching that. But yo, like that scene, like really set the tone for what this thing was gonna be. Like it just was so between that, the scene and on the scaffolding, and then when Wenwu found Ta Lo, and they had that whole Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon type
Yes.
scene. I
Yes.
was like, yo, like Marvel's like just they's like, yo, we taking all this stuff, y'all.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was just it looks so good.
Yeah. Even
So good.
even even the dragon, the great protector,
Yeah, that looked
was
really good too.
look really good of the the whole the Asian style dragons, and everything. They didn't try to make it Game of Thrones looking. It had like that Asian style dragons that you see, not trying to be, if anybody's out there for Asian, I'm not, like you see in like some of the Asian Chinese restaurants and stuff. It looked just like, and they use a lot of those type of animals and stuff that are in the Asian culture that you see. And I
Yeah,
mean, they look,
they use a
yeah,
lot of
they looked
their
fantastic.
iconography. Yeah, like
Yes,
even like the
right.
Guardian Lions when they was in
Yes, yeah,
Talo. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like the whole thing, man, was it just was like okay, like even going back, let's say for origin story, like I didn't even think they was gonna put as much effort into this.
right,
Because a
right.
lot of times what'll happen is that you'll have like a visually stunning film, but like a really lackluster origin story. Like for me, like
Yeah,
Doctor Strange, like people be like fawning over and fainting over Doctor Strange. Like absolutely hate that movie because the storyline sucks. It's like it's very paint by the numbers, so to speak. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But like visually, I'm glad I saw it in the movie theaters because it looked
yeah,
really good. But
yeah,
like his origin story was like, ugh, okay, all right,
yeah,
can we? Yeah, but he
yeah.
said, but this
You
one
know what
right
they did?
here,
Yeah,
they
this one right
crushed
here,
it, yo.
yeah, it killed it. Also, too, shout out to them actually correcting the Mandarin,
Oh yeah, oh
the
def,
10 rings in
yo,
the because let's make
yo.
it clear. We want to make it clear that hopefully everyone's watching this. You have seen the movie that the Mandarin in the comics and Wenwu aren't the same person. They're completely different. Actually, Wenwu is based off of some elements of the Mandarin, but Shang-Chi's main antagonist in the comics, horrible name, by the way. This is back when racial stuff. His name was Fu Manchu. Dead serious, back when, semi-racist stuff was
Yeah,
cool.
no,
Okay,
it was just totally insensitive, yo.
yeah, it
Like
was
just
completely insensitive. The guy,
yeah,
but yeah, so the Mandarin is not, he's based off the Mandarin and a combination of Fu Manchu. But it's just great how he told the story of, yeah, someone came to me and they wanted to use the 10 ring, saying get some 10 ring army members. I said no, and they basically appropriated the 10 rings, and then they hired this guy to be the Grand Master of the 10 rings, who was the Mandarin that we saw in Iron Man 3. But we found out that he was like, no, I'm not really dude Trevor. Shout out to bringing Trevor back to make that in the movie as well,
yeah,
to
yeah. They
make
saw
it
when Ben
full.
Kingsley came in, I was like, yo,
Yeah,
no, they did not get Ben Kingsley to come back.
right. When they saw that, it was when I was in the theater, everybody was like, oh, you saw Big Kingsley come back
Yeah.
in it, man. So yeah, thankfully they were able to correct the whole 10 rings narrative that we saw in Iron Man 3 to show you what the 10 rings really were as an organization, not the actual
Yeah, definitely.
artifacts.
Yeah, because how like
Artifacts.
how they Adrian Killian and all them kind of just wanted to take that as like,
Yeah, yeah.
just as like a scare tactic for people. But that was really it's really good how they did that.
Gentrification.
Yeah, definitely, yo. Definitely.
Yeah. So yeah.
You can blame what's that dude name? What's the director of Iron Man 3?
I don't Iron Man
Shane,
3.
forgot his name. The dude
Yeah,
he made
listen.
like Die Hard and all that crap too.
Let me say Iron Man 3 is probably like my least favorite. It's in the bottom for me as far as Marvel movies for me.
I
Like
like Iron Man 3. Like it's not that bad to me. Like I can't even lie. Like I kind of like Iron Man 2 as well. It holds a special place
oh,
in my heart.
I was cool with Iron Man. I think Iron Man, I like only thing I really liked Iron Man 3 was the final battle. Really, I stood the story of the PTSD and everything, but the final battle was kind of my thing with that. But we're
Yeah.
not here to
All
talk
right.
about that. We're talking
We
about
off that. We off that.
bring
Yeah.
that back.
So all right. So like there was so much positives about this movie that it was for me. I'm gonna talk about some positive before I get to the couple of things that didn't work for me. Another thing that I liked was I liked how his sister, Jillian, like her storyline was really dope too. And it's still, and I like how they still play to the like social mores of the time and right now of how like like girls are getting sidelined, especially in even in all cultures. Like women definitely have taken a back seat, even though they've always been in the forefront of everything. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. I like how that made her bitter and angry, and also him leaving and not coming back when he promised he was going to be back in 3 days and he didn't come, and they both end up leaving. And also love how Pops was like, "Yo, I'm gonna get both of y'all to bring y'all back home to me anyway." You know what I'm saying? It felt like a real.
I know, and I knew where y'all were the whole time.
Yeah, that felt like a real. That felt like a real Thanos moment. He did all this to come right back to me. Come right back to me.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah. So like.
Yeah, what did he tell him? He says, I gave you, he says, I gave y'all 10 years to do what y'all want, to live your lives. It's time to come home now.
Yeah, that was really I was like, yo, dude is definitely on his business right now, yo. So yeah, that was really cool.
One question before we go on forward. So my thing is, did they explain whether or not they survived the blip or the Thanos snap?
They didn't talk about it. They talked about at the dinner table when they with their friends talking about how like like you can
things have changed.
You basically
now.
die any day now on type stuff, and then you can be responsible, which was like the impetus of the entire movie. Right. But they didn't really say whether who got blipped, who didn't. Like to me, it looked like Sis didn't get blipped at all. It looked like none of them got blipped.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't something.
No, you're right.
Right, but I don't think any of that main core right there got blipped or.
I feel like they was out here just running concurrently through that 5-year time frame. Yeah, no, you're right. Okay. You're right. Oh man, like what else? What else did I like? That also the director of photography and the people do the visual effects house, whoever they are, they need to get raises because they're like the way, because we already know Marvel be on that CGI stuff, but the way they shot that that scene on the scaffolding, like a lot of times when you have scenes like that, especially at nighttime. I said this in my initial review. Like, this really gray. It's muddy. You can't really see a whole lot. I.e., you know what I'm saying? Game of Thrones last season. You can easily fall into that because you're trying to like build into the suspense. But the way it was shot, you could still see everything. The action was clear. You knew where everybody was, even though like the henchmen had on dark black suits the whole time. Like it just was very well done. And like the music and the soundtrack to the movie was just like it was pitch perfect, man.
Yeah, man. And that scene was like even though it was early in the movie, it was like the scene stiller.
That's again my favorite scene, yo.
Right, of the movie.
Favorite scene.
And we're not discounting any of the other scenes that were in the movie, but
it just was that good, and it happens to be 30 minutes in.
Right. You know what I thought of when I was watching that scene? That scene in speaking of Game of Thrones in season 5, I think, when there was the battle at the wall.
Yeah.
Remember, it was just one,
I was about to say that.
Remember that one long continuous shot they showed? That's what I was getting that vibes. But man, it was, like I said, it was just shot. It was just shot beautifully. Like I said, Cinema House did a great job. Whoever they were, lighting and everything. It wasn't muddy. It wasn't grainy looking. Everything
That
was
dude,
just
the dude who I forgot. Oh man, the dude who did the score for Game of Thrones did the score for this movie, I think.
okay. Yeah,
Right, like
yeah,
Jawidi, something like that. I forgot. I cannot remember
yeah,
the dude's
yeah,
name.
yeah,
Whatever. We're sorry, yo.
yeah.
He's a
We're
great
sorry,
guy.
people. We know what you're talking about. The guy, yeah, that
Yeah,
guy. But
yeah. I'm talking, if I remember correctly, like he did the score for this one. The
Mhm.
also the pacing of this movie is like probably some of the best pacing in the Marvel film, because it was like opening scene action
Mhm.
exposition, quick talking, what I'm saying, getting to know Simu and whoever Aquafina character was name, I forgot her name.
Yeah, Katie.
Katie. And
Yeah.
yeah, know them real quick, conversation, action, bus scene, quick, oh yeah, meet my sister, action scene,
Ankle.
go home, action exposition,
Mm-hmm.
another action scene. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was nonstop the whole time.
The movie, and here's the thing: the movie was like about what 2 hours
Two
and
and a
some change,
half
but
hours.
it didn't even feel like it. That's the thing.
It
It
just
it
flowed, yo.
it flowed like when it ended and everything. I said, "Man, that went by fast." It did because I and then I looked at my phone. I said, "Oh, this thing was actually two and a half 2.5 hours." So yeah, I mean, it was really good in that aspect. A thing I liked too was the story behind the parents.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love that story of because the story was going, and he basically was like, when he met, he was trying to get all power, and he heard about this, I'm saying, this village, and she wouldn't let him in, and she was the only person to beat him. And you saw the juxtaposition of the fighting style, which was when Wu style was kind of more based off of Wing Chun, very hard kung fu,
Okay.
style, and the mother style was kind of like Tai Chi, very more soft, more free flowing, and not as aggressive. That goes back to when Shang-Chi, they went to the village, and his aunt, he asked the aunt to show him how to fight. And remember, he kept trying to fight hard, and she stopped him, and she opened up his hand and showed him like they
Such,
had.
yo, it's like just so small little character moments. And yo,
Yeah,
shout out Michelle, yo.
yeah,
Like she did a
they,
really good too. Oh yeah, and Charlotte Shin, the girl who played the mother and the daughter, because you know what I'm saying.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
like
yeah,
she did a really good job too, yo. Like
yeah,
it's
man.
it's, it's so many. It was really a lot of good things to say about this movie.
And thinking a lot of them were just subtle things that you saw, and you was like, ah,
Yeah, I'm really can't. I
yeah,
can't wait so I can kind of sneak back in there and watch it again, so I can pick up
yeah,
on some more stuff. And like
yeah.
we ain't even talk about Wong or Abomination,
Right.
or I was seeing today how they had the extremist soldier in that joint in there, and
In
they
the
had the
extreme,
Black
in Black
Widow,
Widow, yeah,
like the Black Widow had the Widow in there too. Like it was so many small little they as they would say, they really was sprinkling just all
yeah.
the things you wanted. Yeah, so what didn't work for you?
Here's the thing: it was so hard to find something that didn't really, work for me. Okay, I'll say this: what didn't work for me. One thing was the explanation of the main, I guess, monster or whatever. I'm saying,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
it was an
yeah.
explanation, but it really wasn't. You know, an explanation, and I just kind of, I guess, want to say chalk that up to maybe that's something bigger in the grand, saying, in the grand scheme of things, involving the actual 10 rings and the interdimensional stuff. Because like I think we said this before in a previous review or whatever, I am so shocked and surprised that Marvel is moving this fast into the more mystic space, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
mystic and
And
inner
cosmic.
cosmic galactic aspects of, you know, saying the Marvel, you know, saying of the Marvel comics into the movies. I would have thought they would have came around like when we were way older. We in our, you know, 50s or something like that, if they would have kept it going, because there's so many more stories that's more on planetary base, neighborhood base that they could have worked
True.
on.
Very
That, you
true.
know, so you know, characters and stuff they could have done. And I mean, I was like, oh, you know, when they brought on Thanos at the end of Avengers, I said, oh, this what we doing already? We going here, and you was like, all right, cool. Then Guardians of the Galaxy, like I said, another Marvel entity that no one really cared about. You know, people love Guardians of the Galaxy now, but let's not act like there was like, oh my God, I want to see Drax, and no, nobody was really caring.
Nobody was pining for Rocket the Raccoon.
Right, or Gamora and them, they won't, you know. But you know, we got to this, and you know, God, I can't wait till October, because you know when Eternals come, we gonna have a lot to talk about on that one. But it's
Yeah.
just the fact that I was just so surprised that Marvel has gone into this realm, and they're keeping it going. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's full speed ahead.
Yeah.
The crazy thing was, it's like two things that I was like, no, this ain't really work for me.
Okay.
The first thing was when Trevor Slattery shows up, you know what I'm saying? Trevor was like, oh, this is gonna be real funny. And then that random creature comes in. I'm like, what is this nonsense? Like, I get it. I saw the fact that it's actually like a mythological creature,
Yes.
whatever. Don't care about that. But the fact that Trevor could communicate with it and it could lead them back to Ta Lo,
Yeah.
like, that took me out. I was like, yo, like Tony, it really low-key pissed me off. I was like, I got all the way to here for this stupid animal.
Yeah, beef with Morris.
To Trevor, and he understands it.
Yeah.
Like, it was funny that he was like, yo, like, oh, okay, y'all can see it too. Like, that was funny.
Right. Okay.
But the realization, they was like, yo, you can talk to this thing? Like, I was like, really you can talk to this thing? Didn't like that. Second,
you know what? I agree. That was kind of,
that's like my only like
kind of
nitpick.
annoying.
I said they could have we could have got from A to B in a much more succinct way. But whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Second thing that I didn't like, and looks like it ain't gonna change no time soon, and that was Aquafina.
Yeah.
Was not feeling Nora from Queens at all, yo. Like, I wasn't feeling her at all. Like, I don't see them ever, like, I can't see them being any sort of like budding love interest. Like, I don't buy it. And like, for me, like, she's just not that funny, period. Like, even like, okay, so even way back when it was doing Girl Code on MTV, you know what I'm saying, when Aquafina just bust on the scene, like with like Nicole Byer and a lot of those people that are like Charlemagne and all of them, when they was doing that, like, she was like the least funniest one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We already know a few weeks ago she was out here, you know what I'm saying, her and her black scent, you know what I'm saying, now she don't really need it no more, because, you know, she can work for her own culture. And that definitely just put another little like, I'd say I ain't feeling even more now. Like, I just wasn't like, I had to kind of get over that and kind of just pay attention to the movie. Also, I didn't like how they had her be the one to shoot the arrow to help kill the dragon. I'm like, fam, like, she's been the most, I mean, you know, she has some ability, but she's been the most inept and also the most aloof the entire time. Like, you shouldn't even have her be the hero. And they gonna kill the old man. Old man got a soul sucks. I'm like, come on, yo.
The old man is a dope actor too. He was in Last Samurai as one of the older samurais in that movie too. Whatever, I can't think of his name, but he was a dope actor in that as well. I feel the same way about Aquafina. She not, you know, just outside the movie, you know, she's had moments, I guess, in like Ocean's 8 or whatever, that was like, oh, okay, haha. Or else even in Crazy Rich Asians, you was like, oh, I get it, she's that eccentric friend. But for this movie, I like, when they was like, I said, oh, please, you trying to make her to be the love interest? When the grandmother was like, when are you going to marry her? I said, No, I said that
Never.
back. I said that back then, like, no. But I think eventually it's going to get to that point where they are love. It is. It's just not. It's not believable. As for her being the one that shoots the monster in the throat and everything and killing them, when that happened, I was like, okay. But I see where they was kind of leading up to she's going to do something.
Oh yeah, I get it. But
Something
like, I
great.
don't, I don't,
I
I don't
I don't
see.
buy it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, like all of a sudden she has like stupid perfect aim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To shoot
I,
something from like
she,
400 feet away
yeah,
in the air. You know what I'm saying?
she out here being she out here being Legolas and stuff. Like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not bad. It's like, yeah, and then too,
Yeah, she
I
Hawkeye
would
that
have
joint.
right. I would have believed it more even too if when she started training, when the old lady had her train and it had her shoot the arrow and she would kind of like suck and she got better. They showed her right off the bat. Rocket, she hits it and she's like a beast. I'm like, come on, man. Like, she's never shot an arrow before. It's her first time shooting it. She's a bullseye person and she's this great arrow person. And I'm like, all right, I see where this is going to go. And at first I was like, all right, maybe she's going to be one of the ones helping to pick off the little, the demon things as they were coming.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, if she would have did that, cool. But to be the one to take out, to be the catalyst for to take out the main creature monster of this, not what I'm saying, not buying it. And just
Not even
because,
that too, but like how they basically, because she's like failing upwards, like like she wasn't really didn't do anything, and now she still is like Avengers adjacent. You realize that, right?
right? No, right when Wong at the end of the movie, when Wong opened the portal and came out, was like, Shang-Chi, Shang-Chi. He raised his hand. It was like, yeah, you got to come talk to me. And then he just, oh yeah, you can come too. I was like, what? Like what does she do? Like she does nothing.
She was just there.
Right. Just be like, oh, she could come too. Like really? That's just like, Batman. Look at, where's Robin? Hey, come here, Robin. And he sees his girlfriend with him and like, you can come on too, just because you know what I'm saying. You what to the Batcave too? It makes absolutely no sense for her to go. It could have been he just went and been like, hey, I got business. She'd be like, all right, cool, go handle it. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But no,
Yeah,
that
I
she,
didn't. Yeah, I wasn't
yeah,
feeling that
yeah.
at all. Yo,
Those.
so yeah. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying those are like kind of like I said. It wasn't a lot of misses in the movie, but those are the ones that
But
kind of,
those were two particular things. I was like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah,
these things could have been done a little differently. But I mean, I can nitpick, but like those are the
yeah.
two main things for me. The first credit scene, like we see them at the little hollow screens. You know what I'm saying? We got OG Bruce Banner. You know what I'm saying? Bruce
Right.
Banner, the guy,
Question.
still in the sling.
Okay, so that goes to show, you know, it's not fully explained. Is that's the time period from when the end game and this like in
Yeah. For
between.
some
It's
reason,
not
they're
fully.
saying it's like
I think
maybe
I
like
saw somewhere where they
5 or 6
said
months after, like not like not it's like before Far From Home. You know what I'm
yeah, somebody
saying?
I saw, but somebody said they think it might be around the time of Far From Home, or maybe a little bit before Far From
Yeah.
Home. But if so, cool. Well, but that goes to show you that Bruce's arm is still jacked up. Also,
Yeah.
too, um, he's back to being regular Banner now.
Yep.
So, what happened in that? Is that something that we
Mm-hmm.
might? Is that something that we gonna find out later, or is that something we might find out in the She-Hulk show that comes out next year, or whatever?
Very soon. Very, very
Right, very
soon.
soon, soon with that, and then with Miss Marvel, um, he got my number, he can reach me. He's like, I don't have her number. Could she get
She
ready to
always
leave?
does that.
Yeah, she does. Right, she always does that. That could be a thing too, where that's like maybe leading up. You're going to see her leaving, and that's what the Marvels, you know, say going into the Marvels show and everything. But the thing that was the big mystery is, yeah, it seems like it's a beacon coming from the Ten Rings, and I said, So the first thing that I came to mind is, what exactly is going on here? Because Marvel is pulling as John Witherspoon said in Vampire in Brooklyn, a flip flop, flip flopping on, there's a flip flop on there, whatever. They put a flip flop on us because they, through the TV shows and stuff, they've been kind of making it seem like Kang the Conqueror is the new big bad for this.
Nah,
but
yo, it's
now it's like no,
maybe not.
no, maybe not Kang the Conqueror. I have a thought.
Go ahead. What's your theory?
Galactus.
Yeah, I don't know, yo. Like
I don't know. It's like that's low hanging fruit.
Yeah, it's too easy. Like I could see that. Another theory people have been flowing out there. I kind of like this one a little bit better, and it being the Beyonder, and we lead up to like the Secret Wars. Like I would like to see that because it's kind of still interdimensional, and also because we are playing with timelines and stuff. We can have like random people, different timelines to come together to fight, and like, you know, in Battle World, like that would be dope.
But I also love too how they're sticking to this here, and this was done back in Avengers, the original Avengers movie, when Thor was like, when y'all started playing around with the Tesseract, y'all made Earth Ground Zero as a show. Y'all showed basically the rest of the universe. Y'all are ready. Y'all ready for other like interdimensional, intergalactic war type stuff that's going on. And ever since then, that is exactly what has been going on. He said that then. You gotta think about it. You had the Tesseract, and then of course Thanos comes around, and you had how many snaps happen on Earth? Three happen on Earth. I think only been two. I think two snaps.
Oh yeah, two. My bad. It's two snaps.
Two happened.
First one was on
Earth.
Titan. Second one was on the planet that he was on, whatever. And then there was a snap to bring everybody back. Then there was a snap to get rid of everybody. Thanos and his army. Am I right?
Hold on. The first snap was to get rid of everybody. That was on Earth.
Oh, my bad. That was in Wakanda. What am I talking about? Yeah.
So that was in Wakanda. So that happened.
I was right, Tony. Why are you trying to make
right? No, I'm tripping. So I'm talking about on Earth actually. So that happened on Earth.
Yeah. So it was Wakanda. Then it was Thanos, and when it came back in the end game, Hulk snapped everybody back. And then didn't the Hulk snap everybody back because he messed up his arm. Hulk snapped everybody back.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry. Right. It's okay. 4 snaps all together, but 3 happened on Earth. You're right.
Yeah. Then what's called snaps?
He snapped on his little back. Right. And of course, the order of the snaps were Wakanda, the one he did on his retirement home when he to destroy the stone. Then the one the Hulk did to bring everybody back, and then the one Tony did to get rid of. So 3 snaps did happen on Earth. Cool. Correct. My bad. So that 3 snaps and so that basically showed like, oh, they got these type of power surges and stuff going on this planet. And then now, you know what I'm saying, the 10 Rings is doing this thing, but you saw when Shang-Chi got the power of the 10 Rings, they changed different color.
Yeah, it changed the orange, almost like the power his people in Tylo had.
Right. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how that go. Also, shout out to I want to shout out Aquafina did say one line that I did die laughing at, where she said that he said, yeah, he did like a Kamehameha wave.
I heard that. That was funny. Yeah, I was like, oh snap, a little DBZ reference. That was funny. The funniest line in the movie though was like, she was like, yeah, I'm not really good on my on my Chinese. Man, I said, oh yeah, I speak ABC.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah.
I was weak, yo.
I said, yo, why he play her like that? That's funny as hell.
No, they was playing Americans like that the whole movie, right. Yo.
So then, all right. So then let's talk about the last post-credit scene. So sister is now in charge of the 10 rings, but they've become like a, best way I can put it, like a millennial. Like you saw all the spray painted tat, you saw the graffiti and everything, and you know they got women. You know she got her women training. I wonder if she's gonna.
It's like a whole Gen Z militia out here, you know
right? So I'm saying, is she going to try to use the 10 rings for good, or is she just going to do? You know what I'm saying? Right, right.
I mean, think about it, yo. She left at 16. Is essentially probably like a millionaire in her own right, doing it via the dark web. So she's used to getting money in dirty ways. So she's just gonna be out here being the villain for the next movie, and he's gonna have to fight his family again, which is gonna suck for him. But yeah.
And you never know. They might. The way it said, the 10 rings will return. Hey, it might end up being a show.
That would be dope too. Like that would.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It might be a show.
That would be real dope to see her like, oh, that would be real dope.
Yeah.
I can't
and I just like to, and I like to how keeping the tradition of the 10 rings, but also making it a business.
Yeah, not because and then we actually are separating the two. We have the 10 rings, and then we have the 10 rings, org, which is still about that work. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like they still a crime syndicate, essentially. You know what I'm saying? They could be out here working with all those disparate widows, because you already know widows. She could work with the widows. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like it's so many ways.
And don't forget Agent Carter's niece at the end of Captain America's.
Sharon Carter. Yeah, they all could be in cahoots. You know what I'm saying? Have their own little, women's lib crime syndicate.
Right. So let's talk about the other big thing. We hinted to it. Wong and Abomination.
Yeah, that was funny, that the fact that they was WWE in that joint the whole time.
Right.
Like that is hilarious.
Right. The fact that he says, I told you, pull your punches. It's like, wait a minute, what? It's like, I told you, pull your punches. He said, I had to let you know how it felt when you hit me like that. And the fact Abomination was like, man. And the fact is too, that is the actual Abomination from the Incredible Hulk movie, because he called him by his name, Emil.
Emil.
Yeah. He said Emil. Yeah. He called him by his name. Mm-hmm. So, and then like when it was, when they finished fighting and stuff, Wong opened up the portal, you could see through. It looked like it was like a type of containment unit or something back there. Is it like
send him back to the raft, basically?
Right. So my thing is that something where, Thunderbolt Ross has to know about this? Is this something where, dealing with the Thunderbolts or whatever? Like he's like,
it could be, because there's a lot of layers to that one scene. We got Illegal Fight Club, Abomination, Wong, who was allowing him to do this?
Right.
How long has this been going on?
Right.
And there actually are these dudes out here getting paid to do this, because this, they get paid for the match.
Right.
So like Wong is financing the Sanctorum with fight money.
He gets to get all the
and the Abomination is trying to get money on his books. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's trying to get something. He's trying to get a Twinkie. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get some more toilet paper and some,
yeah. So yeah, and then too, like you said, you saw the Black Widow, and she actually was in.
She was in the movie.
She was in the movie.
Yeah, Black Widow.
And then the Killian Aldrich, the
extremist soda.
Yeah, the extremist. As soon as that happened, I said, "Wait a minute, is that extreme?"
I was like, "What is that?"
I was like, "Extreme." I said, "Iron Man 3 extremist oaths." You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, they left so many. Marvel basically had a handful of stuff and said, "Take this, figure that out." Mm-hmm. That's what they basically did. Easter eggs, and then and it left people like, what's this? What's that? What's this? What's that? And then here's the thing: Marvel, when they do things, especially with Kevin Feige, they do it. It's not, oh, they're not like Rick James. I didn't just do it just to do it, so do things just to do it. It's actual reasons that why they do stuff, because there's so many things that's happened as Easter eggs in previous movies that come back later, come back later on. So yeah, I mean, Shang-Chi, I give it a thumbs up. If I give it a rating out of a 10, I give it a solid a solid 8.5, maybe. Eight and a half.
There. Eight and a half, 9, depending on how I feel.
Right.
Like
right, yeah.
Excuse me. It was really that good, man. Like I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Well, let's gonna wrap this up, man.
Man.
We'll be back in a few after we see Eternals in October. It's October, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. It's one of the months.
It's in the fall. That's all.
They pushed Venom to October 6th. You want to see that?
Right. I'm gonna watch it just because.
It's gonna be PG-13 too.
Oh, come on, man. How are you gonna have a movie with Venom? Venom, let it know. But then you got Carnage in it. It is PG-13.
I'm probably end up still gonna see it just to be current. Yeah. But other than that, like
I put it like this. I just want to see the one scene that I seen from the trailer where he was like, "Oh, ish." He turned back into human. He was like, "Oh, wait." He said, "It's a red one."
Whatever. It does at the church. Yeah,
in the church.
Yeah.
So but
for real.
He said, "Whoa!" He said, "Whoa!" No, not today. So yeah. I mean, I watch it just saying not to say just because I'm invested into the Marvel thing, but it's not like one of those, and I probably won't even go see it the first week in or whatnot. I might, depends. Yeah, man. Shang-Chi, thumbs up, great guys. Also hope everyone is watching What If.
Yeah, we did gonna do a review, a whole review after that. That's over. We gotta talk about all that. So what if? So, I don't want to start because
we're not gonna start. We'll be here for another hour doing this, man. But yeah, man. So
good talking to you, bro. Of course, always.
You too, my man.
Love to the fam. You know what I'm saying?
What's this?
Awesome, man. I appreciate you coming through.
22 years strong, baby. 22 years strong.
Crazy, man.
I know.
Like officially, yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, man. I'll hit you up, yo.
All right, then, man.
All right, bro. I appreciate you.